Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Matthew Brown. I'm here with my normal co-host, Dr. Andrew Vallo for Dental Unfiltered. Guys, we have a really good episode today. This is something I'm really passionate about. I think there is not enough incentivizing staff members and non-associate staff and giving them bonuses and a bonus structure. I think everybody in the practice that drives any level of growth should be incentivized on some level to be motivated. The reality is, guys, you think staff are loyal 100% to you because of your personal relationship. Staff are loyal to the amount of money they're paid and the amount of effort they put out per hour. And if you give them an incentive, they will dig down deep and find that extra 10% to give you to get to where you need to be. I think Dr. Val has done a really good job across his entire organization of incentivizing these key positions. And sometimes for docs, it's like a mystery. Like, how do I incentivize my DAs? How do I incentivize my my hygienists? Well, it's very simple when you incentivize associates because it's 30% or 31% of collections minus lab fees or whatever it is. So they're incentivized because their hands are making the work happen. But it's kind of alien to a lot of docs to incentivize these other positions. So, Andrew, how do you approach incentivizing these other secondary support positions that are really like the doc is like the F1 car, and everyone else around them is like the pit crew? And how do we get them to fuel the car faster, get the tires changed faster, and get the car back on the road faster, kind of when they're turning over rooms? How do we get them to do it quicker? And what is the process you use to incentivize each of those positions?
Man, I can already tell this is gonna be a very controversial episode. Maybe I should have done the intro. I'm here
Oh,
in
was I was that bad?
I'm here in staff, instead of team. I'm
I'm
here and
sorry.
they're only loyal to how much money we pay
Well,
them.
people are like people when they get their job
No,
after a
no,
while,
I get
they
it. I'm giving
are
you a little
like
bit of a
you
hard
have to
time.
incentivize them financially because they get motivated that way. Like people are
We're
loyal.
comparing docs to NASCAR and pick, and I get it. But so here's the thing, guys. Regardless of how we want to introduce this topic, I will say that bonus systems are always going to be controversial. I have talked to many dental experts on both sides of the fence. There are some that believe strongly that great bonus systems can, do wonders. I know other dental experts, consultants, people within the field that feel strongly against, monetary bonus systems. So I hear both things. I hear the arguments for both sides. I think the argument against bonus systems is that bonuses become an expectation. And I think that that's a fair point. And I think that no matter what you do, there is some truth to that where if your team is hitting bonuses and all of a sudden, the bonuses stop coming because of one reason or another, that team members get upset about that. So that is kind of the ugly side of the bonus systems. That's the dark side. The other thing is, in my mind, if you're doing bonus systems correctly, as the office grows, the thresholds to hit bonuses should increase. And so, unfortunately, team members don't always see it the same way. And so, when you move the goalpost, it does cause some frustration sometimes, I think, with your team. And so, it's important for you to communicate clearly what's happening, why it's happening, to remind the team that bonuses are exactly what they sound like. It's a bonus. It's a bonus for the office performing, above expectations. And when I explain to the team this way: when we grow the office, we have increased cost of overhead. We have more payroll costs, we have more supplies costs, more, whatever. So it's like it only makes sense that as we grow, the bonus thresholds have to increase with it. So, anyways, let's get into some of these spicy topics here today and what we do with team bonuses. Now, I will tell you guys, I am one of the ones on the side of the fence that I do believe in bonus systems, and I do believe in incentivizing, those around you. One of the main reasons for that is, when I first came out of school, I was in public health. So I was a dentist in public health. I was paid a salary. I was given good benefits, but there was really no bonuses per se. So, when you're in that system, you make the same amount of money whether you see 10 patients in a day or one patient in the day, whether you see 30 patients or 20 patients, so however the schedule is, whatever things look like, you're not as motivated to, maybe work faster, You're not as motivated to squeeze in treatment. Oh, let's schedule that out. If it gets near the end of the day, and you've got plans to go golfing and someone's showing up late, you're
You're
thinking,
not
hey,
gonna
let's
squeeze
just
them in.
reschedule that patient. So unfortunately, and like honestly, guys, I think I'm a highly motivated person. Um, I'll have opened 7 startup offices in under 4 years here now soon. So, I think I'm a very ambitious, motivated person, but like when there's no incentive to do more, then sometimes, and I don't think I was a bad dentist. I think I did a good job. I think I did good dentistry. I think the patients like me, but I wasn't incentivized to work that much harder than was expected of me because there was no benefit or reward for me to do that. However, when I went into an associate job in a more private practice, and I was paid on percentage of production, all of a sudden it's like, hey, this emergency just showed up late, and they need a same day root canal and crown, and I'm thinking, heck yeah, I'm gonna stay and do that, and like, what dental assistant is willing to stay with me, and like, I'm gonna buy her lunch tomorrow, for sticking around. So it's like your mindset just totally shifts when and like, let's be frank here for a second. That's the beauty of capitalism. So, and I don't want to get too political here with the debate coming up. I guess by the time this is released, or with the election coming up, by the time this is released, I'm sure the election will be over. But, you've got the people that kind of argue against capitalism out there. Well, the problem with, a situation that's less capitalistic is if there's no reward for more work, it's hard to get people to work harder. Um, so anyways, again, I'll jump off my soapbox here in this already super controversial episode, but what I will say is I had that realization. I realized the difference it made for me when I was paid on a percentage of production versus just given a salary regardless of what I did. And I told myself at the time, hey, when I get my own office, I'm going to make sure all of my team members are incentivized, and rewarded when we do more, when we serve more patients, when the office does better. And so we implemented some different bonus systems. The simplest bonus system that we have for all of our hourly team members. So the only ones not eligible. So basically, the associate docs get paid their percentage of adjusted production. That's that. They don't get additional bonuses on it. They want to make more money. All they got to do is more dentistry. So that's how they're taken care of. Our treatment coordinators get paid a small percentage of the total office adjusted production for the month. That's their bonus. They don't get additional bonuses. However, every single case they close increases their bonus, and they have a guaranteed bonus. Even if it's a slow month, they're still getting a percentage of something. So that's their bonus system they're taking care of. Our OMs we talk about on another episode. I don't know if it's coming out before or after this one, but our OMs have their own bonus system. They're paid quarterly bonuses based on hitting certain metrics. That's their bonus system they're taking care of. So associate docs, treatment coordinators, OMs have their own bonus systems. They don't apply to the other hourly team member bonuses. Now, everybody else, other front office personnel, dental assistants, hygienists, they get bonused on a couple different ways. They all of those team members, for every single Invisalign case that we close in a given month, they get a $10 bonus each employee. So if I've got
That's
10
awesome.
10 eligible employees for that system, every single one of them gets a $10 bonus for each Invisalign case. That's $100 we're paying out in bonuses on each Invisalign case we start. My offices do a lot of Invisalign. We're Diamond Pro status. My flagship office some months does 30 to 40 Invisalign starts. And in months that we have Invisalign parties, it can even be higher than that. So 300, 400, sometimes even more. Even in a slow month, we're typically doing 15 to 20 cases, so $150, $200. So that's a nice bonus that they are consistently getting every single month. And you better believe all of those team members are motivated to sell Invisalign. Our doctors are motivated because that's nice, easy production for them to add to their day. Our treatment coordinators are motivated because every Invisalign case is increasing their bonus. Our office managers, it's going to help them hit monthly KPIs for the office. So every single team member has some benefit. Every single time we sell that Invisalign case, they're all motivated to do it. I do think that's one of the factors why we do so much Invisalign at our offices. The other bonus system that all of those eligible team members participate in, that one is based on total monthly adjusted production, and that threshold increases as the office grows. So basically, every so often, I kind of do a recalibration, and I calculate with our current office payroll, I want it to be under 23% of our total revenue, our total collections. So in order for that to be under 23%, I figure out what the threshold of adjusted production needs to be, and we set that as a monthly goal. And then everything above that threshold, all of the eligible team members split 10% of the adjusted production above that threshold. So for instance, currently at my flagship office, it's 280,000. If we do 290,000 in a month, there's 10,000 in excess. All of the eligible employees will split 10% of that 10,000, which will be 1,000. And, again, if there's not 10 eligible at this point, but if there were 10 eligible employees, they would each get a $100 bonus for that. So it's kind of a little bit of a profit sharing model. The cool thing about it is, again, as long as you calibrate it on a somewhat frequent basis. So if we add additional team members, it gets recalibrated. Even if we haven't added additional team members, typically every few months, I'll do another calculation. And if we need to recalibrate it, we will. But the beauty of that is you're ensuring that you're keeping, in order to pay bonus, you're keeping your total payroll under a reasonable mark. And every bit above that, yes, you're paying out more bonus, but you're only paying out 10% of that. So payroll is actually decreasing with the bigger the bonus that you're giving out. Does that make
So
sense?
yeah, it makes perfect. So when you're hiring, right? Because this culture isn't common in dental.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. It really
Mm-hmm.
isn't, right? So you're hiring, and your staff's talking to an applicant, and they explain this extra bonus structure. Do you find like the motivated, talented people kind of rise to the surface during that interview process because you see their response and you go,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, I think to your point, because it's not super common, some of the stuff we do, I think a lot of people don't even like really grasp it or
until they're in
understand
the job?
until they're in the job and see what's
Wow.
possible. Um, but I will say, I think it serves as a constant daily, reminder and motivator like, hey, let's work towards our goal. And here's the thing, even if we don't hit our monthly goal, they're still getting their Invisalign bonus. So, like, hey, they're still motivated, to sell Invisalign. Even if they don't hit, even if those team members don't hit their monthly goal, our treatment coordinators are getting bonus based on whatever their total is. So, they don't have a goal per se. They just want to do as much production as possible because that means the biggest bonus is possible. And they're the ones presenting most of the treatment. So, over the years, this has adapted and shifted. I used to just kind of have everybody under this like one system. And then I kind of broke out, well, not the doctors, but I used to have the treatment coordinators under that same system. And I realized, you're like, you know
Non-associate
what?
staff,
Right,
not
right.
associate team members.
Yep. And even at the very beginning, I had office managers under that same thing. And I was like, no, I want the office. I want to do separate things for the OM. So I kind of broke it out and specialized it. Now there is one more bonus system that we run, and this one is especially for the hygienist. And this one, they get in addition to potentially Invisalign and team office bonuses, but that is their own individual hygiene bonus. So the goal is we want our hygienists producing 3.3 times their base pay for the month. So, let's just, use some super simple math. Let's say that their base pay for the month was $5,000. So, 3.3 times that is 3 is 15, I don't know, 16,000, 17,000, something like that, whatever it is. Let's call it 16,000. So $16,000. And they, so that's 3.3 times their base pay. So that's what we want their production to be for the month. Then anything over their production threshold, they actually get to keep 20% of that. So they get their base pay. let's say that they do 18,000 and their production threshold was 16,000, then they get 20% or one fifth of $2,000. They get an extra $400 bonus. So the cool thing here is, like, honestly, before I started doing this, I wasn't as good about measuring different hygienists KPIs and like seeing how they were doing, but like now I have to check it every single month to see if they qualify for bonus. So I'm every month I kind of know exactly where all my different hygienists stand. And I think it's, for some, it's a very good motivator. Now, here's the thing I will say: at the end of the day, while everyone might be motivated by money to a certain extent, not everyone's motivated to the same extent. And I have found for some of our hygienists, it hasn't been as big of a motivator. And I haven't seen the improvements that we wanted, which is why we've brought in the hygiene consultant to kind of be our interim chief hygiene officer to try to help us improve some things within our hygiene department, make things more efficient, make things more productive. But once again, it is just one more way that our team can kind of share in the wins, take some ownership. And I mean, they can kind of take ownership of their own schedule. You know, if they are doing their best to help make sure, now we've got different confirmation protocols and stuff, but like they're doing their best to make sure all their patients are confirmed. They're trying to fill holes in their schedule. They're like doing their best to help set up and diagnose for perio with the doctor. They're working as a team to get perio acceptance. They're, you know, doing sealants in their chair. They're encouraging and selling fluoride to patients. I mean, honestly, they can scan for night guards in their room, and if they sell and scan for the night guard, they get that credit. So there's a lot they can do. In-office whitening. So if I mean, that's a nice productive procedure for a 90-minute procedure, especially if they've got some holes in their schedule. So they have a lot of different opportunities, and it's kind of up to them. I mean, they're kind of running their own schedules per se, you know, to some extent. So they can make the most of this opportunity, and some make more of it than others. But I do think it's good to have different ways to motivate your team members. Now, here's what I will tell you: all of these bonus systems are all based on, they're monthly, so they're not something happening weekly or daily or whatever. They're monthly bonus systems. Um, they get paid out on the last payroll of the following month. So this is something that I have found has been very important for our cash flow, especially as we add more startups and grow our group. You got to make sure you've got enough cash flowing in to pay all your bills. So we do kind of this 1 month delay on all bonuses. So, you know, any bonuses that are produced or earned in the month of October get paid on the last payroll of November. That goes for all of these bonuses we talked about today. That also goes for our associate doctor production bonuses. So our associate doctors, they get paid their daily guarantee every 2 weeks. So they get their guaranteed paycheck. And then again, any production they did during the month of October, on the final payroll of November, they will then get 30% of adjusted production from October, less the daily guarantee pay that they were paid during the month of October already, less 30% of their lab bills. So it's a very simple system. Again, as we've talked about before, our docs do very well across the board. Our general docs that are full time typically are making 300,000 to 400,000 a year. Our implant docs typically are making 750 plus. So our doctors do very well. They're all paid on the same system. They're all paid the same way. They all get the bonuses at the same time. We're working in the final contract kind of negotiations for a new implant doc for one of our new offices. And I think we're going to move forward. It seems like it's a really great fit, and we're excited to work together. But they had asked me, they're like, you know, hey, I see that bonuses are paid on the final payroll of the following month. Could we do the first payroll the following month instead? And I said, hey, unfortunately, I'm sorry. That's just not something that we can negotiate. All of our docs are paid that same way. And it's not something we can change, especially as a growing organization. Cash is king. Cash flow is king. We need to make sure that we've got enough time to collect all the cash to pay out all of our bills before we pay them out. So, and they seem to understand that, and they were okay with that. But just
So
some food for thought, guys. If you don't have a bonus system. If you don't have associates already and you're thinking about how to set this stuff up, highly, highly recommend doing the 1 month delay, because it really will help your office's cash flow.
So, like you're in morning huddle, and the Invisalign, the way you do Invisalign bonus is really intriguing. That staff member or team member one sells Invisalign, and everyone gets a $10 bonus at that
Yep.
level, right?
Yep.
So we're in morning huddle, and 4 team members sell Invisalign in the last day. Do we celebrate that morning huddle? And say, hey, we sold 4 Invisalign cases. This person. So you 4 individuals on the team helped earn bonus money for everybody. Is that celebrated in morning huddle? And then is there like, do we celebrate and motivate these like goals in some capacity in some of these meetings?
Yeah, so I mean, morning huddles are supposed to be a place for celebration. Now, I will say once again, with our structure, mainly it's the treatment coordinators that are actually presenting, selling the treatment. So yes, I mean, I think, I don't know that we like necessarily single them out, because like that's their role in the office, is to sell treatment. But we do celebrate as a team when we have great. So like the way morning, and we've talked about this in the morning huddle episode, but like morning huddles are supposed to start with a love bomb, good note. Then we kind of go into quick new business. If there's a special we're running, if there's an important patient note we got to talk about today, whatever it is, talk about any wins from yesterday. Like, hey guys, we closed 4 new Invisalign cases yesterday. That was incredible. Great work. We're helping everybody hit bonuses and, creeping towards our next tier for Invisalign and all that good stuff. And then we end by reading a recent 5-star review. So like they really are supposed to be all positive energy. I always say there's no room for negativity in morning huddle. We are there to celebrate the good, to celebrate each other, to put ourselves in the right mindset, to celebrate our core values, of teamwork and gratitude and grit and positivity and hospitality. Those are our 5 core values. So, but yeah, no, I mean, I think wins are celebrated. I just don't know that we necessarily individualize people out for those, but we do individualize people out when we celebrate the love bombs, because they're from somebody to somebody. So, those names get read out in morning huddle. We do celebrate people in the Google reviews. So if someone's name gets mentioned in Google review, we're celebrating that, hey, look at what they did, took great care of this patient. The patient actually thought enough to write about their name in that review. Like, that's amazing. So
Well, guys, that was a really good episode. I think it's incentivizing staff members, team members in different roles and positions that support docs so critically. I think it's a foreign concept in the industry overall. I think with the right doc that can transfer emotion and be a leader, I think this can be a great tool to motivate them. Like you said, there's 2 sides to this camp. One side doesn't believe in it, one side does. I think a doc who's a natural leader who can motivate people and high five them and stuff, I think they can get a lot out of their staff members, possibly without incentivizing. But I know that whenever you combine a really strong leader and somebody who can motivate everybody, and there's a financial incentive, I know that I just feel like productivity of an individual goes up when those two things
well, yeah,
collide in one place.
I do really think that bonus systems can be very effective for your office and can increase production. I do think they have to be done the right way. I do think you have to explain them clearly to the team. So, because like when people don't understand how things work, they get frustrated because they feel like they're not getting what they're supposed to. So you have to explain how they work. You can't be changing things on people all the time. Now, again, my team knows that as the office grows, as costs grow, we do increase the threshold for the bonus. And I'm not saying everyone's always happy about it, but at least they understand like why that's happening. But my point is like, you can't just be constantly adding, taking away bonuses. Like that's going to frustrate people. So you need to create some consistency there. And again, you need to sometimes have some heart to hearts with your team and let them know it. Like, hey guys, I want to pay you guys bonuses every single month. That's my goal. I want my team to be the best paid dental team out there. However, keep in mind a bonus is something earned when the office kind of goes above and beyond, the call of duty. And, unfortunately, in order to be able to pay out bonuses, the office has to collect enough money. I mean, like that's just what it is. At the end of the day, we are a business and we have to pay all of the regular bills. So like reminding them like bonuses aren't guaranteed. I want you to hit bonus just as much as you do, if not more. So like we're all on the same team together. We didn't hit it last month. I know you're frustrated. I'm frustrated. What can we do so we make sure we do hit it next month? So like you've got to be able to have those slightly uncomfortable conversations and like turn the tables a little bit on them and not call them out and not say like, well, we didn't hit bonus because you guys aren't doing your job. Like, don't say something like that, but just say, guys, again, we all want to hit bonus. You guys want to hit it. I want to pay it because it means the office is hitting its goals. We're all a little bit frustrated that we fell short last month. Let's all come together and let's work together and let's think what what can we do better this month to make sure without a doubt we hit our bonus. So I think having some of those meetings, especially if you start hearing murmurings from within your team, you got to kind of squash that shit. If you just let it go, and I know I've talked to docs and friends of mine and stuff that have had these issues where they're like feel like they lost their team morale because they went through a slow stretch and there was a bonus system and all of a sudden they weren't hitting it and a couple months go by and everyone's upset about it, but like no one's like really talking about it. Like they're talking about it behind the doc's back or whatever it is. Maybe people are looking for new jobs or quitting. um, so I do, I think it's important you explain the systems well, you set clear expectations, you make sure they understand this is not a guaranteed part of your pay. This is a bonus, exactly what it sounds like, for when the office goes above and beyond. And we're all on the same team trying to work together to hit it. So if we have a bad month, like let's not get too down about it, but let's use that as an opportunity to figure out what we didn't do as well and what we could do better next month. So
Because this has been an awesome episode. This is definitely a controversial issue. It's an issue I believe in. I really believe in bonusing. I know that across our population of practices, our real successful high producers do some kind of incentive program. Like I could go through the top 10 out of my 170 practices. I guarantee the top 10, nine of them have a bonus system in place to motivate people. So, hey guys, me and Andrew do this because we love dentistry and we love the business. We love helping docs that need help. Please click like, subscribe, and leave us a review. Thank you guys and have a wonderful day.